President Biden today monitored the rapidly changing developments in Afghanistan from Camp David. CBS's Christina Ruffini is at the White House, which just issued a new statement on the situation. Christina, good evening.
Good evening, Adriana. In that statement, as you mentioned earlier, the president defended his decision to leave Afghanistan, saying he would not pass the war on to the next occupant of the building behind me. He also said America is sending in about 1,000 more troops to aid in evacuation efforts, and that the U.S. had made it very clear to the Taliban that any action on their part that puts U.S. personnel or our mission at risk there will be met with a swift and strong military response. Now, that seems to confirm reports the U.S. had been negotiating with the Taliban for the safety of the embassy, and raises questions about how they responded and if they in fact ever agreed to leave the $2 billion building alone. But today, multiple security and diplomatic sources tell CBS News that embassy will be almost completely evacuated within the next 36 hours. Only a handful of key decision makers, the ambassador and diplomatic security agents will remain, as well as a team that will go around and dismantle alarms, cameras, and other remaining hardware. Now, the embassy will fall back and set up a temporary location at Karzai International Airport. But tonight, CBS News has learned that all State Department personnel at this point are scheduled to leave the country, no matter what, at the end of the month.
So much new reporting. Christina, what happens to all those Afghans who helped Americans, including translators, drivers, even cooks? What's the latest plan to get them out?
So those translators and people who have special immigrant visas, they are part of this plan. They're going to fly about 4,000 of them to Qatar so they can finish their paperwork and do that in safety so they're out of the way of the Taliban. But that still leaves tens of thousands of Afghans who feel they could be retributed against by the Taliban. That includes journalists, women, educators who are afraid of what's coming their way. Now, the concern is they could rush those flights at the airport, trying to get on the planes and out of the country before it's too late.
A devastating situation. Christina Ruffini, thank you.